Good morning, everyone, and again, a warm welcome to the program. The election campaign for local and legislative polls in Gabon has officially opened. Candidates have 10 days to reach out to the electorate in campaigns aimed at getting them votes in the combined legislative and local elections. The elections will take place on the 6th of October. The legislative and local elections come after several postponements and will allow Gabonese citizens to choose new deputies to represent them.
Serge Seko Abaga is a political analyst and he joins us to talk about this. Good morning, sir, and thanks very much for joining us. Campaigns for the legislative and local elections have begun. There's fear for tension, as was the case during the presidential polls 2 years ago. Has the security climate changed?
Normalement, le climat est totalement différent.
Normally, the security climate is totally different, but that does not mean that it is totally peaceful in terms of the relationship between the ruling majority and the opposition. Especially since it was verbally suspended by the ICC, the International Criminal Court, which was supposed to judge and investigate the various cases that were placed at its table. So it is a peaceful climate, but there's still tension between the different parties. And about 30 applications were rejected, mostly from the opposition, and these decisions only worsening the situation.
Bon, il faut que je précise qu'en réalité,
I must point out that in reality, the opposition participating in this election is not a strong opposition. It is an opposition of comfort. That is, the majority of these parties are the result of the political dialogue organized by the head of state. But in reality, the most radicalized big names are not in favor of these elections. Actually, it is a form of agreement between these parties in a position of comfort and the current majority. So I don't think there's any risk of conflict or disruption of any kind, especially since in the end, those who can be qualified as difficult are not part of this kickoff. And from what you're saying, one would think that these elections do not present any stakes. Elections in reality, of course, clearly show the misunderstanding of power, but at the same time, they are not elections that are likely to change the political configuration or lead to any kind of variation, especially at a time when there is a tax of 500,000 to 5 million on appeals at the Constitutional Court. So it is something that is likely to block the democratic process at the level of standards and naturally prepare people's minds for much greater confidence in the renewal of the political class. A last question, and what is the attitude of the radical opposition party? So, as I said, this radical opposition, represented by Jean Ping, has been sidelined. It's totally out of the picture. There are some members of this opposition who are participating in this election for personal reasons, but for the majority of the troops who have given up, they probably want to downplay the current elections and are probably preparing for future deadlines.